Hello, fellow travelers. I want to share a little story with you today, something I've been thinking about a lot. It's about a choice we all face when booking a trip, the direct flight versus the one with a layover. Welcome back to Journeys of Peace. Recently, I noticed something interesting. It seems like more and more people are willing to pay extra for that non-stop ticket. This made me curious. Is it really worth spending more money just to avoid a connection? I decided to test this myself on when looking at prices on different trips I want to take, because it's something my parents often do. Drive to Atlanta the day before, where the hotel has a parking rate and pick-up and drop-off service. For my experiment, I planned two similar trips. For the first trip, I chose the cheaper option with a connecting flight. I wanted to see how much I could save and what the experience would be like. I thought about the extra coffee I could buy or the nice dinner I could enjoy with the money I saved. For the second trip, I did the opposite. I booked the more expensive, direct flight. I wanted to feel the difference and understand why so many people now prefer this option, even if it hurts their travel budget a little bit. It was a simple test: convenience against cost. My connecting flight journey started early in the morning. I had to wake up before the sun, get to the airport, and go through security. The first flight was fine, but then came the layover. I had 6 hours to wait in a busy airport. I walked around, bought a snack, and tried to find a comfortable place to sit. It felt like a long time. I watched other people rushing to their gates, and I started to feel a little tired. The excitement for my destination was still there, but it was mixed with the stress of waiting and watching the clock. On the other hand, my direct flight experience felt completely different from the very beginning. I was able to leave a little later in the day, which meant I wasn't as rushed in the morning. I checked in, went through security, and walked straight to my gate. There was no need to worry about a second flight or a tight connection time. I could just relax, knowing that the next time the plane landed, I would be at my final destination. This feeling of simplicity was something I hadn't realized I was missing until I experienced it so clearly on this trip. So, let's talk about the big question here. It really comes down to a simple choice you have to make. Do you want to save money, or do you want to save time? This is the core of the direct versus connecting flight debate. For many people, especially those traveling on a tight budget, saving money is the most important thing. A cheaper ticket means you have more funds for your hotel, for activities, for food, or even for another trip in the future. If you are young, full of energy, and traveling alone, a layover might feel like a small adventure. It's a chance to stretch your legs, see another airport, and maybe even save a significant amount of money that you can use for fun things on your vacation. The biggest benefit of a direct flight is definitely the time you save. A 3-hour layover can easily turn a 5-hour journey into an 8-hour one, but you have to consider the travel time to each airport and the cost of parking too. That's a huge chunk of your precious vacation time spent inside an airport instead of exploring your destination. With a direct flight, you get those hours back, but it really depends on the airport you're departing from and where you are going. There's no one-size-fits-all. When you have a connecting flight, there are always little worries in the back of your mind. What if my first flight is delayed and I miss my connection? What if my checked bag doesn't make it onto the next plane? These are common concerns that can add a layer of anxiety to your trip. A direct flight eliminates all of these worries. Your journey is streamlined and simple. Of course, the main disadvantage of a direct flight is the price. They are almost always more expensive than flights with one or more stops. Airlines know that travelers value convenience, and they price their tickets accordingly. Sometimes the price difference is small, maybe just $50. Other times it can be hundreds of dollars or over $1,000, especially for international travel. This higher cost can be a major barrier for many people. Experts and studies have looked into this too. They talk about something called travel fatigue, which is the real mental and physical tiredness that comes from long journeys. Research shows that layovers significantly increase this fatigue. When you're tired, you're more likely to feel stressed and less likely to enjoy the beginning of your trip. So, while you might save money on the ticket, you could be paying for it with your energy and your mood. It's a hidden cost that doesn't show up on your credit card statement but can definitely affect your vacation. After my little experiment, I have to be honest with you. I have a clear winner. For me, the direct flight was worth the extra cost. The peace of mind and the extra time I gained were more valuable than the money I saved with the layover. Arriving at my destination feeling relaxed and ready to explore made a huge difference in how I enjoyed the start of my trip. It reminded me that a vacation is not just about the destination, it's also about the journey itself. A smoother journey leads to a better vacation overall. Of course, this is just my personal opinion. I know that my travel needs might be different from yours. There have been many times in my life when I would have gladly chosen the layover to save money for other experiences. There is no single right answer for everyone. The best choice really depends on your personal situation, where you live and the closest airport, your budget, who you are traveling with, and how much you value your time and comfort. It's a personal calculation that each of us has to make before we click that Book Now button. My advice to you is to think carefully about what matters most for your specific trip. Look at the price difference. There are times when the direct flight is cheaper, especially if you live 4 to 5 hours from a major international airport like Atlanta, the New York airports, Chicago, or Los Angeles. Is it small enough to be worth the convenience? Consider your arrival time. Will a direct flight get you there in time for an extra evening of fun? If it's an international flight, it may not matter. Or will a layover get you there so late that you feel like you've lost a day? Think about your energy levels. Will you be happy to have a simple trip? Or do you have the energy for a more complex journey? These are the questions to ask yourself. Now, I would love to hear from you. What has your experience been? Are you on Team Direct Flight or are you a proud member of Team Layover? Do you have a memorable story about a great connection or a terrible one? Or maybe you have a story about a time when paying extra for a direct flight totally saved your vacation. Please share your stories in the comments below. Your experiences help all of us become smarter, happier travelers. Happy travels!